This is my Harrows RC Trekker 1.2 meter simple RC airplane. Tricycle gear 1, so it does have a nose gear. Really simple power system 3S. And I just want to show another flight, so let's go outside and do another flight on my Harrows RC Trekker. Time to get this plane up in the air, the early morning. A little bit chilly today. Very nice, no wind. And a really nice sky also. And this is it's a kind of a white RC airplane. Overall, there are a few stickers. And I put some stripes on the wing then, just to have a better orientation markers. So during this light, I think it works nice. You have kind of a contrasty thing then going on. But sometimes when you have a too light sky, the plane can kind of disappear. But this is a truly great flying RC airplane. And I've tried so many Harrows RC airplanes. And among these, the Harrows Bigfoot is my favorite. But this is really close, because it is an uncomplicated plane. No flaps, no LED lights. But it's really agile if you just crank up the kind of the rate then. And it behaves really well even at slower speed and tighter turns. It's just a fantastic flying plane. A little bit hesitant about the look of this plane, but how it flies, I think it's just great. Inverted flying is almost just flying with the right side up. And given the flight experience then from the Bigfoot and this Trekker, I would really like to see Harrows making more, and especially kind of civilian high wing planes or even low wing planes. That would be truly great. So when you fly this, I think it looks fine. It's just when you hold it kind of up close in person, it really doesn't look too great. I mean, if they had some other sort of paint job or sticker with this plane, then it would be a much better looking RC airplane, I think, in my opinion. But just the flying experience, just fantastic. And I could also compare this then for the FMS Ranger 1.2, which is a kind of a similar featured plane. I mean, this doesn't come with float, but you do have mounting points then for floats. And as far as I know, you can fit like FMS floats on this plane. So I suspect that if you have the FMS Ranger 1.2, you could just use the floats for the FMS Ranger and put on this plane as well. I'm just having really fun with this plane, just making tight turns. Just so very forgiving and agile and fun. I mean, far from scale flying with a kind of a high wing civilian plane then. But still, I mean, just a fantastic, enjoyable experience to fly this plane. The more I fly planes, the more I like these 1.2-ish planes. Just because, I mean, just the right size, great visibility. And when you have a nice build, it's just fantastic. And this plane also comes in a very small box. So just comparing this one, for instance, then to the E-flite Draco 800mm, which is a smaller RC airplane. The box for this Trekker then is, kind of a half the size of the Trekker box. But this plane is much larger and flies so much better than the Draco 800mm. So, I mean, just look at it, just tugs along really well. And this is also on just a 3S 2200 mAh battery. So for being a 3S, just fantastic flying performance. And I would probably go as far to say that as this is more agile, at least how I set up mine, than the FMS Ranger 1.2. I mean, throttle response is really well. It's good. Just gives you the push you need just right away, which is the way I like to fly. So that means that if you have a really instant throttle response, you can go slower and then just increase throttle when you need it during maneuvers or when you fly it. So if you have a kind of a hesitant then on the throttle on some planes, it just takes more time and you have to prepare a little bit more just to avoid the plane crashing. So let's get this one down. Just right at my feet. I was really pleasantly surprised the first time I flew this one, and every time I just bring this one to the flying field, get this one flying. It is a fantastic flying RC airplane, and I also appreciate that it's a lightweight, it's a 3S RC airplane, and really simple built on this one. I mean, you have the split tail, so it does take a little bit longer time. On the other hand, the box size is really tiny compared to most other RC airplanes. And I think that the only negative that I could think of this RC airplane is the colors then. So I just done a simple modification so far. I just put a piece of black tape just to have some orientation markers then on the wingtips when you fly. But I will surely just consider to paint this one or just add more stickers or something, because it is a great flying RC airplane, and I wish that this one was at least as good looking as the FMS Ranger 1.2. But certainly it's just a able and fun, uncomplicated, and just a great package overall.